Ladies and gentlemen, this is an episode that's not even an episode. It's not getting a number. It's not getting anything. It's just going to be a thing that we do when something on the controversial side comes floating around. And this weekend saw controversy in the scorecards, not controversy really in the result.
Nope.
A lot of stuff has come out today. He's got a bad shoulder. He's had to have surgery. Blah 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 blah. To be fair, it's not him saying that. Now
Yeah.
that's respectful. Like he hasn't said
Yeah.
that. No one else has said that. Egis, our backer for the masculine meditations, he's the one that's saying that. Um, and yeah, what we're gonna do, Streets and I, the professor over there, he is wearing a Cobra Kai t-shirt. Cobra Kai will never die. One time, I went to give him a shake of the hand, and he just ruthlessly kicked me in the hip, and he just swept me. Uh, we're gonna watch the fight together remotely, right? We're gonna sync up literally second one of round one, and then we're gonna go through it because I've watched this fight 4 times now. Each time, I cannot fathom a different score other than 6-6, 114, 114, 115, 113, 7-5 to Lopez. Like I can't I can't gauge how that is. Maybe Streets does, maybe listening at home, this changes your
No.
view. Um, I will say that going into this on the rewatches, I have flipped on my score, and round two for me is the swing round. Not
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it was round nine for some reason, but I think I might have been off my box on like morning espressos. So Streets,
Yeah. No.
should we do this, my brother?
I think we should, mate. And just so people are clear, in no way, or for me personally anyway, we're disputing the result,
No, far from it.
but the scoring definitely needs to
Yeah.
be looked at because an interesting point was raised. Let's say, like in the 11th, as you guys will hear or see, depends how you're doing this. Loma really comes on strong. If there were a knockdown, right, and we've talked about how close it should have been on one of the scorecards, it would not have even made it close, and that's bad. That's what needs addressing. So,
I would say
without
that
further ado,
one of the scorecards was 109, 119, which is 11 rounds to one. They gave him the 10th round, not even the 11th round, where it was like, is he going to boil him? Right? Which is just, it's just bizarre. So let's have this. Boom. We're on.
boom.
We're on. So what we've got now, obviously, they're doing the obligatory standoff. Streets, if yours has started, I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. I think the first bell is just gone. They're about to
Oh
walk out.
shit.
They're just flexing on each other at the minute. They're just flexing. So if you pause yours, right,
Yep.
and they're walking in, ref has gone, right? So we are literally 1 second into the fight. So
Okay.
what we're seeing here is very quickly Lopez is coming out and he's establishing himself as, he's fucking huge comparatively to Loma. Like he looks like a light middleweight versus an actual lightweight, and like the size difference is like remarkable.
The distance that he crosses, like the speed at which he crosses distance, when he went for that first body shot with his rear hand, it like he crosses distance lightning quick. It is
Yes.
a nightmare to fight someone like this, someone that just dictates the distance so well with the speed and the power. I mean, obviously you got Lomachenko in there, who's skill wise one of the best to ever do it, but already you're seeing so early on Lopez almost stopping Loma getting set for a lot of what Loma does.
Yeah.
Um,
But basically is, Loma's doing the classic download. So he's doing a lot of stepping in, a lot of stepping out. He's moving his head out to the side. Essentially at no point is he really in range at all from the opening seconds of this round, which is now at 1 minute and 40. So half the round is essentially gone, right? So Lopez is still coming in, closing distance, and to be fair to him, he is swinging some heft just to let
yeah,
know, like just to let Loma know what time it is, right? And then it's not a standoff. Very much so. Lopez is coming out to try and establish himself, and Lopez is doing exactly the right thing. He's not giving him a chance.
yeah. He knows Loma is notoriously like round one is his because he's got such a high boxing IQ. He's literally learning on the fly.
Yep.
And you can tell how well Lopez is prepared for that and just like, you know what, I'm going to take round one and not just really put my claim to it, not just sort of go through the motions and know that you do a slow one, but I'm actually going to have a fast start.
Yeah, I mean, what also should be noted is normally in that first round, a Lomachenko opponent will be caught in quote unquote the matrix, right? So
Yep.
they're actually reacting to what he does, and he's seeing what you do, and he's essentially setting traps without even throwing a punch. But what Lopez is doing, which is actually quite different, is that every time he settles to do anything, he just whips something at him, anything,
Yep.
and it's normally a
Hit or
rather
miss.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just enough to stop him, right? And that's kind of a key factor as the fight goes on.
Loma doing his switch level.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's coming in those bad man purple grants and just going in. I mean, you know, the second there was a quick angle change and a pivot, and Lopez immediately was on him. He was already out of range. I mean, but that unanimously for me, like that is an unequivocal round one Lopez, right?
100%.
Round one Lopez, right? And Anatoly, whatever his name is, in the corner. Our boy Russ there. Look at that, giving him a little rub.
Look at him, the
I mean,
ledge.
to be fair, like Loma's not even sweating.
Nah.
Like, and he actually looks quite dry, doesn't he?
That was something I was going to say, actually. Coming into the fight, he looks surprisingly dry.
Yeah, he does look quite dry. This podcast obviously is going to have a little bit more of silence, as a little bit more than normal, but that's because we're watching the fight and it's going on. We will try and fill it with noise so people you don't have to get your phone out and have a little look, right? But round
Has
one,
your round two started yet or not yet?
it's just starting now. It's in they're giving it the eyeball and the bounce.
Nice. I think we are synced to perfection.
There we are, and in they go. You got the referee, in he comes.
Love it.
Boom. Right. So immediately, Loma's coming out, and he is a little bit bigger, if that makes any sense. And for the YouTube,
taller.
When I say bigger, yeah, he's up a little bit higher. His hands are a little bit higher, and he's not moving as bigger moves. Like, they are much more confrontational, like small, almost fencing style lunges in. But Lopez is still swinging that big right to the body just to really clear some distance.
And just popping that jab, like we said before, whether it hits or misses, he's just keeping him at bay. Anytime he wants to get set, there's Loma with that head off to the side.
Yep.
Which normally, does in people. Teofimo's not moving, he's just like, he's staking claim to his part of the ring.
And there he's just whipped out. That shot there was he hit him with 3 shots, and then as he was on the pivot, he cracked him on the shoulder, but it's the opposite shoulder to the one that's injured. So it's his right shoulder that's been injured. So I thought maybe that was it. It's a big shot, but then Loma gives it the little dip and he whips a little shot at him there. So he's actually throwing back. But again, it is, to be fair, all at the moment, all Lopez.
Yep.
Pushing him back, dictating the center of the ring. The fight is, he is following him to a certain extent, but it's intelligent aggression as far as I'm concerned with Lopez.
100%. And I like the way Lopez made that minor adjustment, getting used to Loma kind of circling to his right. Instead of just sort of like pouring out that jab, he's doing almost like a circular motion, occupying that space that he's moving to.
But now you can visibly see that Loma is now seeing a couple of patterns.
Yeah.
Right? And he's already starting to really provoke, and he's already starting to kind of stay in that range that little bit more, that fraction of a second longer. And there he goes. He's just dropped down, done a level change, and dropped 2 left hands right in his muri.
One brilliant thing that you notice in Lopez is doing is, from the amount of times the jabs are missing, but they're always going to the same spot. You can tell he's almost intentionally missing to get rather than it being a 50-50 of which way his head's going to go, he's almost purposely throwing it off to the side to make Loma move the other way.
Absolutely. I mean, and now you kind of have Lopez being pushed back. On that. Exactly. Like he timed
that hand up, hand down, went straight back in. Loma, you cannot take anything away from this guy. Still an absolute specimen.
Absolute. And
there's that Loma.
Head off to the side, drop the shot in, and he's flicking jabs now, and he's got the center of the ring, and there's a little bit of a bounce to him now. The reason that I say that this round for me is a swing round, right? I mean, to be fair, he's probably stolen it with that little flow at the end because he's landed, he's not getting touched, and you know, the end of the round, he was the one that probably did the actual effective shots, right?
Yeah.
They were the ones that moved his head back. They were the ones that actually landed clean, and I guarantee you, the replay will be showing Loma. You know, I tend to lean more towards round 2 being Lomachenko's, but
I
I
give
am
that
not
one
angry.
Lopez.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
angry about that. I'm not angry about that at all because the narrative of the entire round was Lopez, but I still say the cleaner shots, as you can see on the replay there, the cleaner shot is Loma, right? There's
Yeah.
2 straights there. You know, that's going to be the 2 same straights. Oh no, it's not. Here you go, bomb. Have that. He got him a couple of times with that double, right? And then at the
Yeah.
ropes, he spun him around. He gave him a couple of little pieces there. And I mean, is there anyone better fighting in traffic than Loma ever?
Oh my God. And just, we discussed this when we talked about the fight immediately after. The accuracy is
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, absolutely. So round 3 is just about to start, and in they go.
We are synced, mate. Look at that. It's all that meditation
Perfect.
talk. You know, our auras are just aligned, son.
Everybody loves a rusty trombone. Shout out to Real Chill Mosh for providing me with the file in classic
Yeah.
Mosh style, 8 gig, perfect crystal clear. It's like literally being there. It's like wearing a VR headset. I didn't even know you could do this. Legend, the geezer. He 100% will
Big
be
up,
our,
Mosh.
yeah, he 100% deserves to be our young Jamie if we ever get to that stage, which we're gonna.
Minus the vid. Get well soon, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean Rona's a bitch move, isn't it? I mean, but here, like you know, Lopez has clearly gone back to his corner. His crew has said, like, you know, you were aggressive in the first round. You let him do stuff. Now you got to push. And
Yep.
he's sitting in the center of the ring. He's following him around. He's giving it a little bit large on the shoulder. I've got to give him that much. But he is attacking, right?
Yep.
And every time he manages to push Loma back to the ropes, he goes to the body, which is key.
100%. And I think, can't stress enough the amount of times by this point already that people would be playing catch up with Loma. Like,
Yeah.
where's he going to be next? What's he going to do? And Lopez, from the opening bell, is just like enforcing his own game plan. He's not trying to play second fiddle. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm going to occupy the center of the ring. It's your job to follow what I'm doing.
I mean, like, you know, Loma has dealt with this size before. He's dealt with the power before. I don't think he's dealt with the combination of size, power, and he is fucking fast, Lopez. Like,
That's
not just
the thing.
hands, but
I think
hands
that's
and
the
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the feet that's the real killer.
Yeah, he cuts distance off unbelievably quickly. And it's kind of at this point where I think Lopez is kind of thinking, like, I can semi-breeze this by just keeping him at range, and he is keeping him at range. However, against, I mean, that was a beautiful uppercut left hook combo. Just like it was blocked, but you could see the power of it still shifted him back, and now Loma's uncharacteristically back on the attack. You know, that's
Yeah. I mean, mad respect also for adopting the shoulder roll against someone with the speed and accuracy of Loma. I mean, it's not like
that one.
Yeah.
As Loma come surging in, Lopez kind of just gave him a short shot to the body, and it actually had both feet off the floor. And now he's got him on the ropes.
Little flurry. Loma gets back.
This is the danger of Loma, isn't it? Like if you do get comfortable in range, he's gonna light you up, which is what happens there. But then Lopez, to his credit, for a young man, like we said on the episode before, his composure is second to none.
Absolutely.
To none. Right, and you know,
like that, didn't even fall for that feint.
Nope,
nothing.
Nope. Just dealt with. Absolutely dealt with. Like, and that.
He gets in there quick. I mean, Loma gets out quick, but fuck, look at that beautiful pivot exchange.
Yep. See, now normally that would have caught them.
Yep.
And completely demoralized them, but he's so drilled in the moves of Loma that he immediately moved off. He threw anything. He didn't land on the shot particularly clean. It was enough. I mean, that's a clear Lopez round, that one. Clear.
I mean, how do they get this much information from watching his YouTube for 3 seconds and shutting the laptop? I mean,
I mean, basically, there's a reason that he's called Mike the Mechanic. It's, you know, they've done their job.
So well prepared.
Yeah.
That pivot exchange at the end said everything. It's like two elite level people just tit for tat.
Mm-hmm. Very surprised that they didn't show the replay of that.
Yeah.
Have you watched this with the ESPN commentary? Because how, like, you know, B-Rad Bradley, come on, he's a G, but he's a bit annoying.
He could be a bit of a hater, you know.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying, right? He was having arguments with Dre, and it's like, wait,
yeah.
one of you two is undefeated and fairly legendary, and one of you two isn't. Sharp, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, with the there was one when they reversed it was on the fight before this when he said it was a knockdown. They declared it a slip, and then they went back. I thought, oh, you're never going to get off your high horse on this one.
No, he's not. He's really, really not. But then, again, this is like a calmer start to the rounds. But again, it is Lopez moving forward. It's Lopez not reacting to Loma's traps, but also always having something ready for him. Something where he's just snapping a jab, snap a jab, snap a jab. And it's enough to... And the jab itself is that sort of like cuffing backhand jab where it's not straight, where you can kind of slip it. You've always got something coming.
It's a really interesting mix of up jab
Yeah.
and like diagonally down pouring jab. So everything is just to occupy the maximum amount of space to prevent that come. But Loma bypassed it right there. He timed the down and he went straight in. That was beautiful. Oof. That right hand comes whipping in quick. And look, just the way, so well fed, each of them with that lead hand.
I mean, there also to be noted is with Lopez that he was very, very quick on the doubles on the left, right? Because they're knowing that, you know, Loma does move that way. So if he's thrown a jab, he's going to have that little something and he might catch him. But he's like the amount of drilling that they must have done to prepare him for this is vast.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's not even really fighting for outside lead foot position, which against southpaw, you know, is normally what you're vying for. He's comfortable keeping that foot on the inside because he knows often which way Loma's going to go.
I tell you what, I was very impressed with Lopez, and particularly in this round as well, because it is slowing is the wrong word, but it's settling. The fight is settling now.
Yes.
Right? And what you're seeing is that when Lopez gets in range, he's not afraid to give it a dig. And he, like that uppercut there that just missed, he swung for his fucking head. Like he was there to do damage. Right. And when he is in range just that little bit, he wasn't shy of trying to land something to actually do proper damage instead of
for sure.
off balance or just to land.
And that rear hand hook, the way Loma just rode that, like went with the power to diffuse it. Beautiful.
I mean, to be fair, all night Loma did this where they were trying to land that right uppercut, and you know he just literally just lent it the whole time. Like nothing gets through. It's pretty impressive. That was
nice
good.
pivot out.
Loma then tried to do the pivot. You know, Lopez
bit of an alley shuffle in there.
Yeah, exactly. He spun with him and just threw something in transit, and
he's gone back to that almost amateur style in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I mean, yeah, it's just kind of like a jab off where they're fighting for real estate. You know, the bigger man is also as quick, if not maybe a little bit quicker is the wrong word, but he's probably a little bit more explosive.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably a little bit. I mean, look at that. That's just vicious. That's a big body shot straight to the body. It's enough to make him land there. I mean, he's whipping him to that body, big. And
it's a lot harder to get set too when they're going downstairs.
Yeah, and again, that's now 3-1 Lopez.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, maybe 4-0, depending on how you see it.
Mine, yeah.
Yeah. Interesting thing about this fight is that this is now the 5th time I've watched this. You do see other things.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of the great fights. Going back each time, you see a little bit more.
Yeah. And they're on round 5.
Feeling each other out, and it is you got to see both sides of the coin. So like the game plan might be take some of that power off Teofimo, take him into the later rounds, fatigue him. But also the flip side to that is it's hard to get set when someone is well prepared for you. You know, it's not like this. This is no charity here. This is like Teofimo's making it hard for him to get in the fight.
Oh, absolutely. But then on top of that, you can kind of see like in now round 5, you can see Loma's he's changed again. So like you said, last round, he was much more amateur style. This round, he's very much so fading in and out. And he's He's
Oh,
lurking.
it's getting good to him now. He's
Yeah,
starting to make him just miss, just miss. He's not
exactly.
there.
And so if it is a plan of patience and it is a plan of fatiguing Lopez out mentally, like this is kind of the start of it, is what you can see, because he is constantly around. He's not landing anything. Everything that he gets close enough, Loma is blocking or completely gone because he's like a ghost.
Yep.
And I mean, that was a beautiful little check hook there, right? And every now and again, like Loma does land something, and there is an expression on Lopez's face, which is like, I'm not even sure what that was,
Yep.
but he doesn't back off. He's immediately back to the game plan, which is just absolutely admirable.
100%. And it's getting more as the rounds are going on. The ones you give him to Lopez, it's by activity alone. Do you know what I mean? It's from being the busier person. It's not like anything dramatic's hitting. And Loma's like trying to hit a shadow. He's just always that little bit out of range. But at the end of the day, Tiafuma's throwing punches. He's bringing it.
But Loma is now starting to get the jabs, right?
Yeah,
they're touching. Yeah. They're not landing big, but they are touching. So the range has now changed. The dynamic is slightly changing, where again is bouncing in and out within like the range of Lopez's is punches. It's pretty special. Like from activity point, I think if he was landing or at least throwing a little bit, every time he gets to the ropes, 3-4 combo, right?
Yeah.
And
we're talking about how people are when they're fighting Loma at this stage, where they've usually been, figured out and they're playing catch up. A lot of people aren't even in there at this time when they're fighting Tiafuma. They're on their backs. So
it's a lovely like bounce out, smash back in, weren't it? That was like that was like sunning, like a bitch slap. Bitch.
Where's my money?
Yeah, Ike Turner, that fool. Listen, we don't argue with the method. The result is the result. We don't have to agree with the method, but what happens, happens. Purely on work rate alone, that is another Lopez round. But Loma comes on strong at the end. He lands a little bit, and it's.
And you can tell he's in it now. Now
you
can tell that range is well and truly found.
Yeah.
The machine is switched on, and to me, this is really the tipping point.
Yeah. I mean, on the replays, so they're showing. I mean, that there is just fucking unbelievable. So he's leaning back. He kind of parries and just drops a hook on him. But then, I mean, those shots.
Their body shots got bad intentions, boy.
Big body shots. I'm really interested to speak to Russ.
Yeah.
I want to know what he's got to say. I reckon he's. I reckon he'll just be like, what were they watching?
Yeah, for sure.
What else can you say? Like, the result is the result. I think everyone's. Torn between a draw / slight win. I think it's like that classic thing when Floyd ever got touched. I mean, don't forget, like this geezer was the greatest thing in boxing ever yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. How quickly people fucking forget that.
Right, here we are. We're on round 6.
6.
So now, immediately as they've come out, like Loma is holding his ground a little bit more, and instead of a step back, he's changing levels on him and changing side to side.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. Really well read.
Yeah.
Loma was circling, and Lopez punched to where he was going, not where he was.
Yeah, it was very, very smart. But now they're literally standing, squaring off in the top rank logo in the dead center of the ring, and they're literally just skirting foot off the floor. Oof. And what? Yeah. So those, the shots that he's landing that are blocked on his gloves, that's beautiful. Like Loma just literally dropped, threw a hook back on him. But Lopez, when he's throwing these shots...
to be fair, Lopez threw that hook and then got his head straight off the center line, so that counter miss. So
they're big shots, even on his gloves. He just wants to land. And you can see the force of them because he immediately just moves back.
And looping shots, man. You can tell they've got some venom behind them.
So again, it's very much so like a jab off. Anything that they can get in range with. You can see that Loma is trying to basically come straight up the middle with a straight shot. Where Lopez is a little bit happier. I mean, he just got caught with a dirty jab there, and that looked like it annoyed him. Yeah, you can see now. This is where I thought it was really going to change, because you can see that Loma...
He's really given up that outside foot position a lot. This is where Loma's really able to slide in. You see off that jab, he's getting that foot off. he gets to cross all that range.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a sight to behold. Still, it really is. Like, I'm not angry at them Venom gloves either. I quite like them. I wouldn't want some, but you got to have it with the outfit, ain't you? You got to have it all.
He's got to be back on the Rivals. Hey, come on.
I mean, that was just a smooth triple jab, and he just it's there. So that I think that point there is like midway. Where it's in the last minute of the 6th round. There's a definitive change where I think that Loma's kind of figured out where he is, what he needs to do in space and distance with Lopez.
Little Zinga in there doing some capoeira.
Yeah, capoeira. But again, for activity alone, you can't really score someone just threatening to do things.
Ooh,
And
that was
that was exactly
jab for jab, both of them pretty much just out of the way.
Jab for jab, but I would say that Loma's one landed just that little bit cleaner because you have that. Oh. I mean, you can see a little bit now. Oh, it was a great shot.
Oh man!
But see those ones there on the replay where they exchange.
Yeah.
In live flow, it looks like Lopez lands. When you watch it on the slow-mo, it doesn't. He gets it, and Loma catches it like on the clavicle, on the chest, but he lands his clean.
Yeah, it's same with Floyd. You look at the shots, and like, oh, and then you watch back, like that was like literally skimmed off the shoulder, off the top of his forehead.
Yeah, I mean that's dirt.
See,
I mean again, but that
was chest.
That's in the chest, but that's a product of him moving out the way, knowing exactly what it was, disengaging. Look, Bosch, have that. What? That. So, so now we're coming into round 7. Now, round 7 is where it changes now, and things are now starting to heat up in the bout. I mean, it's a quality fight. This arguably could be fight of the year.
Yeah,
because it's a great fight, and we learnt the lessons.
And when you can exactly, and also the stakes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that was lush. There was a bit of a trip, but still, it put him in the best position.
So Lopez came in, and basically Loma spun off to the side, gave him one on the way out, and gave it like wizardry dance moves. So Lopez now, you can see, I mean, I don't want to say that he's frustrated, but you can see that he's loading up and he's trying to do damage, where Loma is now starting to throw in 3s and 4s. Also, I learned in this fight, if you grab hold of Loma, he don't like it.
Yeah.
He goes, doesn't he? Like, you grab hold of the back of his neck, he bombs you. He don't want anything to do. Yeah, he's not there to hold. But yeah, there's a decent amount of circling going on, and with Lopez, the one going forward, Loma on the way back.
So fucking fast, man. That really jab, he was just like.
So again, all the jabs that Lopez, that was a great shot. Lopez, the jabs that he's throwing, you're talking about like 9.5 of them out of 10. Loma seems to just slip by about 4 mil. And he just gets it, and he's still looking at you. And he
look at that big hook covered,
completely
straight
covered. I mean, but every time he does the level change, Lopez is there with something to the body or something in general. But now Loma has moved forward, and he's basically almost bullying his way through and landing really short, sharp, straight punches. And again, that uppercut is blocked again. Again, they look very effective blows. But they land, and that's the cunning thing about it. It's just really strange.
I mean, it's just reversed to when I was about to say it, but for the first time you see, and now he's starting to get in there now, Loma's taking the center of the ring. You know, it's like you can see it's physically changing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you're now dealing in very much so the second half of the fight. This is, I mean,
high, low, high, beautiful.
High, low, high, straight punches, but then that body shot coming back was no joke. Yeah, so Loma did land 3 there clean, and you can kind of see on Lopez's face that he doesn't like the pressure is one. I mean, look at that. Look, hold him up, give him that one coof. And there's complaints.
He's not looking happy. Yeah.
But you know what? Like on the replay, you see that, and it's actually Lopez that drops his face into Loma's head.
Yeah.
So, like at the minute, Loma is in range, Loma is landing shots, and he is constantly pressuring. And because he's so twitchy, I guess would be the word,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
He's swinging for the fences, but again, like,
slipping and sliding.
yeah,
Like
Loma keeps
Loma,
him.
this is Loma.
Yeah, this is it. This is what you kind of needed 3 rounds ago. Not that
Yeah.
it would have made much of a difference on a couple of those
On the
scorecards,
scorecards, exactly.
but there at the end of that round, you saw Lopez looking at him on the way back to the round, like. So I don't know if the whole plan was to do Seeds a day out, but it's now getting to that stage. So that's the first one since round 2 for me, where I think that's a Loma round.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
purely because he's changed the narrative of the fight. He's taken the center of the ring.
Look at that. High, low, high,
Shots,
pop.
high, low, high. Yep. He barely got touched. Even the shots that looked like they landed, they barely touched him. I mean, look, Bosch, have that.
It's always that extra one.
Yep. But the second that he lands, it's that half step out that just gets him that little bit. That's the feet on the geezer. I'd sniff him.
Take some photos for the OnlyFans.
Yeah. Give me them Ukrainian twinkles.
Oh,
Yeah.
have a little bit of a hook just to start there. Boosh! And a left.
So now you have a much more aggressive Lomachenko coming out, and he's changing levels. He's not really dancing. He's not doing anything other than his hands are up. He's stepping back. He's stepping in, and he's provoking, and it's exhausting.
Jab over the top. That was beautiful.
And there, so like Loma's kind of figured out that he's got these like the set patterns, and again he spun off to the side. He cracked him, and Lopez kind of thought it was a head clash. It may have been a bit of a bump of heads, but it was definitely the punch that hurt at him.
And Lopez fired a lightning quick rear hand shot, which didn't go, and then Loma did land. Yeah, that was that's cue for the head.
That's Lopez pulling him in, and Loma
for sure, and totally unintentional.
Yeah. Who's that butting who there? And moaning about it. So that there, he literally rolled him and dropped a little hook over the top. Yeah,
snapped his head back with a jab.
Big jab.
And see, he's starting to get comfortable with getting his head off to the outside, and Lopez isn't preventing him from doing that anymore, which opens up where he just went right then. You give Loma that opening, he's going to take it, and he's going to be a tough man to catch. Look at that. See, he's just exploiting it now. That's what the success of Lopez. See, every time now he's just getting out that door, which he was closing in the first few rounds.
Yep. And also,
lovely.
3 back. 4 back, 5.
And a big jab. And then here we go. Have some. I'm not here to hug.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You grab hold of him, like literally. Lopez tied him up, and Loma put his head in his chin.
Big drama show.
Swung on him. That was some Basildon vibes. But again, you can see that Lopez, as the younger man, like he's not lost composure, but you can see that he's trying to get him back.
Yeah,
and that's playing perfectly into Loma's hands, like because he is catching him. He's not getting touched. Most of it's on the gloves. He's not even really dancing around him.
Jabbing over the top of a taller man is so nice.
Gang shit, proper gang shit. I mean, and he's now pushing him back, and again, like fighting Loma in traffic is terrible. You just can't land anything, and he's landed on you the whole time.
Nice straight, but didn't get
it's
close, but no cigar.
Yeah, I mean that's what one of the most frustrating things is that he looks like he's just in range, and he looks like he's quick enough to just catch you.
There's that beautiful matador movement that Loma does to escape the body shot. There it is again.
I don't think it helped Loma and his case that when he took those big shots on the gloves, that it does shift him back. That will sway judges because it looks like effective damage is being done, and it's not. If anything, is diffusing that, because what are you going to take shots like that? Like
especially with that size differential.
Yeah, like Loma round for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and also 10 points for giving it the Basildon beatdown. Bruv, what are you hanging on to me for? What? He's a Versace. He's a Turkey, didn't I? Allow you. Shout out to Turkey. Shout out to Turkey.
Our new sponsor. No, sorry.
What, Travel Turkey?
Oh, have a bit of that.
Yep.
2-piece and a soda, another 2-piece. Oh, that jab, man. It's like a cobra striking. Rear hand as well.
Is, like, it doesn't even turn it over.
Yeah.
It's almost like a kung fu punch, isn't it? Where he literally giving it the push. He's doing it to just navigate.
Did you see that brace? Jab, brace, push him away. Oh, mate. We are lucky to have this man in our generation.
I know. This might be my favourite episode we've ever done, by the way. The only way this could be better is if we had a blanket. We're in round 9, by the way. Yeah, well, s'mores, I'm trying to get rid of the darbs. That's not going to help me. So again, Loma's coming out, right? He's tucked up. He's very aggressive. Lopez is,
tight elbows now.
Yeah, he is. He's looking to do work, right? And, you've got 6 is the change. I gave it to Lopez. 7, Loma. 8, Loma.
Do you notice Lopez has gone back off the line trying to close down that angle now?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That was good. Braced him, pushed him away from the neck.
I mean, but that brace,
control someone's head, you can control them.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Whether it lands or not is irrelevant, but he's still enough to derail him and knock him off balance. But then, like that step off to the side, he's landing the doubles, he's putting something in, and it's pushing him back. But, the size of him is just phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
He ain't making 135 for much more. I don't know how he can. I don't know how he made it this time.
Right? Look at the shoulders on him.
Oh, the back on him.
Yeah.
I mean, but Loma is marching him forward, and he's landing 4-5, and he stumbled him there.
He made the feet. Oh, right? That was a beautiful uppercut counter.
Yep.
That jab.
That beautiful jab.
Then out the back door.
They're just shocking, aren't they? They're just like, and they're like
exactly like that.
Wobble jab heads. Have that.
Oh. How do you give Loma 1 round? So
I don't know.
Literally,
I don't know. See, because this round there, you literally.
That was nicer.
It's blocked though, isn't it?
Yeah, but still, nice attack. That's balls to cross distance and come in with nothing before it.
So, but now what you have...
Nice little nudge off the shoulder.
Yeah, Loma literally standing in range.
Controlling that head. Yep.
And just flicking off the bigger man's big shots and then pulled him down on the back of his neck. Pro moves. And what?
That's it, man. Control someone's head. You control them. Says every porn movie ever.
Move 3. I would like to say as well is that, I'm being really, really open that, he is a phenomenal fighter, Loma. Up until the Linares fight, I wasn't convinced, right? I said this to you before. But irrelevant of this fight, those scores are rude. Rude. So I'm going to be...
Look at that jab.
Yeah. There you go. See, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're watching this from the bubble, as it were. I mean, this geezer, he's not even on his phone, him. So what's he doing?
Got no excuse.
Yeah. What's a cunt, the geezer?
I mean, beautiful body shot there. I do think it's not beyond... I think it's perfectly reasonable to make the judge sit down and say, right, score it again. Yeah. Let us hear your scoring.
Yeah.
And then fucking ban if it doesn't meet up. Have a committee and be like...
Look at these replays, right?
Look at that jab. Just fucking... How does that taste?
Yeah. But it's the little in-transit shots as well, which really do damage. Because, look, he's off balance there. He's wobbled. Briefly.
Off to the side, lovely.
Yeah, and look, he just spun him around. He properly sunned him there. I mean, look.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was good. That's a good shot from Lopez, and that's a big shot as well. But yeah, you're right. You got to have them because you got to immediately investigate them for are they mucking about with a gambling line? Because in Vegas, you can gamble on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Teddy was saying it brilliantly. He's like, look, it's either incompetence or corruption. Mm-hmm. And I like to give people the benefit of the doubt that people can't be this incompetent.
Yeah.
So,
right, by the way, that was round 9. And of that round, at least 2.5 minutes of that was Loma. So that you have to give him that round. So now you're in 7, 8, 9, plus maybe 2.
Beautiful shove off by Lopez.
Yep.
Stepping back out of range. Nice.
Yep.
Beautiful
So
entry
they're
by
doing a
Loma.
lot of hand fighting, aren't they now?
Yep.
Because they're both of them are staying in range. Both of them are able to wear each other. Oh,
Look at that high head.
That.
Fucking don't try and hold me, son. I told you last round.
So Lopez tried to hold on to the back of Loma's neck. Just lifted him up with it, really.
That inside slip off his rear hand was fucking beautiful.
Yep. And the thing is as well, there you go. But he's clocked onto the counter now. So he's spinning with him and landing on him like there, blocking it up and just dropping something. There it is again. The counter spin. And again, he's moaning about the headbutt. I just don't think he doesn't quite. He's not really that seasoned to be handling the roughing, is he, Lopez? Yet?
Yeah, I mean,
used to being the bigger guy.
Look what Salido did to Loma, and he took that like a boss.
That was vicious. That was like a step in, big jab, and he just rolled him. And I mean, like,
nice hook there. Look at that.
That was a good counter. I mean, but Lopez respect, right? You can tell when he's like, I've got to get this back, and he does get it back. He's that powerful that he lands that 3, that 4, and it shuts. Every time you hold Loma, he gives you something big, doesn't he?
Don't touch me.
When we start doing the videos, we're going to do we're going to do holding combos.
Combat College coming your way soon.
Loma, Loma's basically just running it now.
1, 2, have that, son.
Yep, and step off, and he's gone.
Ooh,
and again, that
beautiful uppercut from Lopez, but slipped by Loma. That was delicious.
It's on the table.
Nudge away. Oh,
again, it's the over the top jab. Like, it's not even there to land, and he's doing it almost on the fingers. He's just touching on that eye just to let him know. Oh,
nice little body shot there.
But he gives it back. To be fair to him. Oh, and he see that there. He just have that
flurry by Loma.
But when he flurries, like majority of them land, and that's the
his accuracy, thing. Man, it's
for noms.
There's a over jab again, little feint. And then we are saying like,
yeah.
Also, Bradley was like, that wasn't low, and then clearly it was, and then he goes, it's just below the belt line. It's like, that's a low blow by definition.
Yeah. But by definition, that is a low blow. I mean, look, he's got that right in the Kievan mash, hasn't he? He's got that right in the piece. Listen, when you get lifted up by a punch in your sack,
that's legit.
Let's see you walk that off. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he kind of did.
Rochambeau competition. Let's go.
Oh no. So that's round 10 again for me. Loma. Yeah.
Agreed. Oh, nice. Beautiful by Loma. They're just showing the replays. He's flurrying in. Oh, solid jab. Oh, double.
Do you know what he does that's weird as well? And again, you only see it in the slow motion. Like, he almost like stutters the shot. So they stop, relax, and get it clean. He's very smart. I miss being as tanned as Loma. I really do. I was that tanned for a while. That's beautifully tanned. You know for a fact that him and Usyk tan naked. For sure.
You think they do the whole leaf smashing thing?
Yeah. I do.
Lopez read that well. Yeah. That was nice. That was almost like a Loma trick.
So this is round 11, and what you have is Andre Ward's scorecard coming up at the bottom, and he has it 95-95, which, to be fair, same as me. Streets, you've got it 96-94.
Yeah. Oy.
See, but then, like, Loma is very aggressive this round, right? There's some holding. He didn't like that very much. And he's bouncing immediately, just slipping in and whacking.
This is the Loma that you'll see in any fight, just swimming and not getting wet.
He's literally just slipping and sliding and dropping, but landing 3s and 4s of just... And he's just walking in. Like, he's literally just walking in now because he knows he's kind of got a little bit of the number. He's not committing to anything. He's touching. He's just literally just looking at him like a Terminator.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it. Like, the size difference wasn't that severe. Those little nudges and stuff like that doesn't push Loma that far away, so he's back in range quicker. I think it's a big factor. I mean, that was good. That was beautiful. Like, Lopez caught him clean there.
Oh, and he took one but gave one.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, we are saying, like, Loma definitely is coming strong.
Body shot, by the way.
But Lopez is there. You know, he's there to fight.
He landed that body shot that he got on Linares there, and that really slowed down Lopez. He didn't like that at all, and that's big.
That there's them flow. Oh, clean smooch. Left.
I mean, but again,
there's that body shot again.
I mean, he's not scared, Lopez. Respect. Nah. He's really not scared, but I mean, you know, he's getting lit up this round. Absolutely.
Smiling off. That's when you know that it's getting through.
Yeah. Good body shot from Lopez.
When they try and pretend it didn't hurt, it hurt.
Yeah.
Oh. Bob and weaving out of there.
Or if you have something called sensory processing disorder, like I do, on the hypo side, when you actually get landed clean, it doesn't feel that bad. It's almost like a fetish. So sometimes the smile is a little bit more sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you get a little bit of a semi and a twitch. Oh. See, those were just diving.
Head off the line, 45-degree jab, head off the line again. Miss. Oh, going downstairs. Oh, nice counter upstairs.
But now Lopez's face is looking a little bit marked up. That eye's looking a little bit swollen. Like, you know, to be fair to Loma, like, this is the most marked up I've seen him as well.
Yeah.
Like, he looked disheveled, didn't he, at the end of the fight?
Yeah. Whoosh.
But 15 seconds to go now. Again, like, undoubtedly, this is a Loma round. Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
So if you have it by street score, it's now a draw. If you have it by my score, now you have Loma one up.
Yeah.
Right? I think, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not angry at either one. The argument is there for both. Whatever. So we're coming into the 12th and final round now. So, you know, by all rights, on my side, you know, Loma's one up. Even for streets, you're in Vegas, you're fighting the biggest fight of your life. You're fighting for, on Loma's side, the first time you get the chance to be truly undisputed. Lopez is having the biggest opportunity he's had in his young career. Are you going to give it to chance? Are you going to try and box knowing that you've got rounds in the bank according to your corner? Probably not. You can't risk it, right? Oh, you don't get reckless. You don't go out to try and smash someone in because there's too much at stake. But, you know, I want to know what Anatoly was saying to it. Like, was they saying to him, like, you've got this? Or were they saying, son, you need to go out there and fucking do this?
I found it interesting they were telling Lopez to, you know, just, you know, cool
Lopez
it, you got
telling him to box, weren't they?
Yeah, and he's like, fuck that, I'm here to fight.
And to be fair, like, if you were Lopez, you'd think that I need to really put this on in the last round just in case.
Watching this every single time, watching it and the times that followed, I'm like, the 12th round is the decider, essentially.
Yeah. Like, Lopez has come out hard. Like, Loma has actually tried to come in and carry on what he was doing in round 11. Lopez is having none of it. Instead of getting hit in the clinch, tied him up properly. He's
ate a jab, gave an uppercut.
Yeah, exactly. He's there. He's sloping back. He's fading in out of range. But he's also, like,
that
really
was beautiful.
Barging.
Shoulder nudge with the right hand after.
Yeah. He really
Loma did the same, but he doesn't have the weight behind him to.
No.
And that step in jab from Lopez, he's back at range, doing damage with, not damage, you know what I mean, landing. Oh, that lead uppercut was beautiful from Lopez. Out the way, Lopez was out the way, rear hand uppercut. Loma got a nice straight.
But
ate that uppercut and then a straight. And then Lopez goes downstairs and then hooks on the break from the clinch. Oh, Loma comes in with a nice straight left. I mean, this is fucking beautiful stuff. This is what fights
it. It's intense. I mean, but even then, like, Loma's got him 2-3, and Lopez, you know, I mean, that was a great body shot. You know, the body work is pretty much key to this fight, right? Because you can't tell me that it's just, and even if they're not landing, they're landing on his hip. That's not helping his movement, and he is throwing.
Oh,
hammers.
Man.
I mean, they're both
beautiful body shot from Lopez, great headshot from Loma.
Yeah.
And that's the thing Lopez did, in fairness to him, when someone has such great head movement, hit the fucking body. The head moves a lot, the body doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, that was dirty as well. Like, he just rubbed him up and just gave him a nice close. I mean, you know, like, it's pretty, as with 1 minute to go in the 12th round, this is an even round as it stands now, with probably Lopez being the aggressor. They've probably done about the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
It just looks more impressive when Lopez does his because he's so much bigger. And, I mean, there, man, I don't know.
Nice shot on the break.
That was, I mean, this is it here, right? This last little bit. So now Lopez is really on, but he got cracked. But he's giving it back, right? He's giving it back. He's swung to the body, big left hook, and these are heavy shots that even though they're missing and going around the back of Loma's head, he's put so much force in it that it's pulling him down.
Yeah, these hooks are, even through the block, you're going to feel them.
I mean, ref, stop being so fucking busy, right?
Right? 10 seconds left of
10 seconds. The clacker had gone. Clack, clack, clack. Like, leave it be.
Especially he was getting momentum too.
He's shitting himself. Can you imagine if they stopped that fight? Could you imagine?
Chavez, Mildred Taylor.
Could you imagine? I mean, yeah, it's a decent. It's not a
address it in 10 seconds.
Yeah, you know? There's worse cuts out there, but you know, Lopez knows he's 10 seconds
straight
away.
On it. Big. 10 seconds left. He just
big straight.
Unleashed. Ate a big shot though from Loma, but there you go. He's brilliant.
I mean, look, he got the last
little nod of the head, like let's have it.
He got the last of the argument, right? I think literally the last of the argument is the definitive part of this fight, and I think you have to give Lopez the last round.
Yeah.
Which for me, that's round 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 2 are Loma, 12 Lopez. For me, 114, 114.
I got 115, 113.
I'm not angry at that. I'm fine with that.
And that second is like...
Yeah, that second is anyone's. It's literally Pickham's. Yeah, I mean, I don't get how they got the scores that they did. I think that they really should. I mean, it's nice to see that, you know, they're a little bit calmer now. I think he says that he's, like Lopez said that he's sorry a couple of times. I'm quite good at the old lip reading. Guessing he was just saying that I'm sorry, you know, it's all just building up the fight, whatever, and you know, Loma's Loma. I don't think he says it. He pretends that he doesn't speak English, but he speaks fluent English. Yeah,
love that. Love that.
I do too.
Get you out of awkward. I wish I could pull that off. Just
but
I don't have a language to fall back on. What do you speak?
You just got to pretend. You just got to pretend. Literally, if someone says and asks you a question, you go, "Yes, bit Bible." Niet? Okay.
We'll try that. Next episode is going to be in our language.
Yes or yes. Have I got out of a train ticket before pretending to be deaf? I was young. What do you want? I left my wallet at home. We're not dinging that out, are we? No, we're not dinging that out.
That's up for review. That'll be on a...
What am I doing? I'm just saying, that's what I did.
I was about to say something, but I'm not, because we're definitely going to have to dig it.
This podcast is for entertainment value. Did it happen? Did it not happen? We don't know. That's for the courts to decide.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Entertainment. It's fucking, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of... Can we all just take a moment, though, to shout out Wood Junior? Look at him, look. Corona me, man. Looking over us always now. That's the new... Done a little bit of an upgrade in the old studio. I've got James Toney there. I've got Usyk giving Bellew a bit of a coof. Ricky went up to the corner. Shout out, Ricky.
To the heavens.
Yeah. Tell you what, right? You know how you know that you're nearly middle-aged? When picture hanging strips are like a phenomenal life-changing thing for you.
Oh, yeah. I feel
They are just such gang shit, aren't they? They really are. You're like, this is magic. These are magic, these.
Don't need a hammer, nothing.
Just strip it on, click it on. You take that shit on and off, whatever. Beautiful. So, yeah, they're just about to announce the scores. The scores are, to say the least, controversial. Lopez wins. He is the first 4-belt 135 champion ever. He is the youngest undisputed champion of all time, I believe. I believe that's a stat. Streets, have you frozen? No, you haven't. You're just standing there, zoned out a little bit. That was a little.
Because I'm thinking whether that must be for the 4 belts.
Yeah, he's the first undisputed 4-belt champion, like the youngest
4-belt.
one.
Yeah, right.
And
right,
he's
right.
the first 4-belt 135 champion. There's not been one before.
Yeah,
he's definitely.
Well, and they're arguing that he's not now.
Yeah, shut up.
Fucking haters.
Raf. There we are. Well, we'll put this out. Let us know what you think. Remember, like, rate, review, subscribe this podcast, because I'd love nothing more to be paid considerable size to do this, and neither would Streets, right?
That's it. I don't want to leave the house anymore, man. You know, this is it. Watch boxing and sit down with your mate. Fucking dream.
What's the point? I think this was my most favorite of our podcasts so far. I think this was fun, but I think we can only really do this on the controversial ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just do like whip along, ride alongs. I mean, we're doing the companion, but that's different. That's
because that'd be live.
That's going to be Jesse fucking doing whatever Jesse does, trying to sell gold or ladders or whatever he does. Lads, I've got a few staff puppies lurking around. Anyone want one? Where'd you get them from? Don't worry about that. Anyone want a ladder? What'd you bring a ladder for? Don't matter. Shout out to the Gypsy Prince. Anyway, that will be that. Enjoy.
We'll be back shortly.